Barbershop conversations, man. We would.
Arsenio.
Arsenio, I appreciate you, King. I appreciate you, man. He walked in the gym, and first I want to toot my own horn. You were like, hey, you were like, how many fights you got? No, you tell what you told me.
Yeah. So I walked in, just I had to ask him, what do you box, how many fights you had, and just getting the story cracking.
I appreciate you, but I was telling you over here in America. Eddie Hearn is getting a bad rap.
Yeah.
So give your take on your relationship with Eddie Hearn and how it came about with your former promoter.
Yeah, so I was signed to Frank Warren. We had a little bit of an issue with one of my fights against McNess, and from that we thought it would be best to separate. So we separated from Frank Warren, and now we got a shot at the British title against Ted Cheeseman, which is obviously Eddie Hearn's golden boy. So that's where we're at now. And yeah, I've heard about the American thing that Eddie Hearn's got going on, promoting his fights out here and everything. And then today, first I've actually heard about it was that it's not going so good with the Americans.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not because they because here in America the media has taken into account saying that Anthony Joshua is afraid of Deontay Wilder, and they were using those contract talks just to build Anthony Joshua's name over here in America. Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah, see, I could definitely understand that because it happens a lot in boxing. This is because they like to. This whenever you hear the word, the phrase where they say, it's a business. Whenever you hear it's a business in boxing, that means that I don't want to fight you. I'm staying away from you because it's a business. I want to try and get as much money as I can fighting nobodies and avoid any fight that could potentially ruin my career. So whenever a boxer says, it's a business, I'm leaving it to my promoter, or I'm leaving it to my manager. No, we're in the sport because we like to fight. We're fighters, yeah? Not because we didn't do it because it's a business. We wanted to be a businessman. We would have gone to college, got a degree in business, and be doing and owning a business. But no, we fight because we like to fight, yeah? So yeah, I don't like all that talk anyway. I'm a person, I've fought everybody. No one can ever put their hand up and say, for this in your fight, and it didn't happen. Whether it was in the street, in jail, in school, it's always happened. Anywhere, anytime. So it's just, I don't agree with that.
You mentioned jail, so you had a tough background?
Oh yeah.
Okay, talk about it if you like, if you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in a lot of sticky situations. I'm not from a bad part like how it is up here. You get the rough areas. My area is not really that rough, but then the life that I've come from and how it's planned out, it could be just as bad as the ones that live in the roughest areas. If that makes sense. Sometimes it's not always about where you're from. It's just your life experiences and how you grow from it. And in those times, I've had a rough background. Just over 2 years ago, I went through like one of the worst things in my life. I had to bury my 2-year-old son.
Oh no!
And yeah, that was devastating over nothing. Basically, mess up on the hospital part, and so.
You have malpractice suit over there?
Yeah. Well, we had something going over, but you know the cot deaths. Have you heard of cot deaths?
Cot deaths?
Yes. It's basically when they can't explain it. But there was something that was up with him though, but they never picked up on it. So yeah, they call it cot death. Like, nothing you can do about it. But yeah. So there's stuff like that, like going to jail, life, background, friends, and that I've had passed away and killed and stuff like that. And yeah, so there's been a lot that I've been around and I've been through. And I've always come out on the better side as such.
And obviously you have organic motivation to be the obviously champion over here, and then come over here win a WBC, IBF. Well, it's a world championship, so all the belts aren't over here, but you know what I mean. So you fight at 154, but before I get there, how do the UK fans think of Anthony Joshua right now? Would you say the temperature, if you can gauge the temperature?
The majority, I'd say like 80%. Everyone's just where it's very following. UK's a lot of following. So if the media puts out that someone's big, then they'll be big. For example, so like I was saying to you, my background, I've come from over here. I'm on the side of the fence that's not supposed to be there. So I'm not being put out there. I'm not being promoted. I'm being pushed away. And then anytime they mess up and they put me in against one of the guys that they've built up here, I take them out. So this Ted Cheeseman is exactly that. He's got all this exposure. He's all the way up here. He's actually had less fights than me, and all the people he's fought that they say he's beat Carson Jones. You must know Carson Jones, yeah. Come on, he's way past his time. He probably shouldn't even be boxing right now. And then he's beat another 3 or 4 people that was unbeaten. But then when you go on their records and you look at their fights,
and it says the name, you're like, oh, very impressive win.
That's what I'm saying. And you go in their records and click what they've done after he's beat them. They've all lost, or they haven't boxed since. So that tells a lot about someone. So just because the media's got him up here, just like with Anthony Joshua, they put him on these big pedestals, and then what happens is all the following that Eddie Hearn has basically just lynch onto them, and then they can't do anything wrong until they're beat in the ring. And what they tend to do a lot of the time is avoid everyone. So this Ted Cheeseman, I've been calling him out for like a year. There was about 5 or 6 eliminators that was scheduled to happen, and I had everyone pull out back to back. Like 5 of them pulled out that put me mandatory to fight the person who the board made mandatory. And then he pulled out as well, which was Liam Williams.
Oh, Liam Williams.
So then he pulled out, and then they've gone back to the back of the queue and then pulled Ted forward again. So now he gets a fight for the British, but really, he pulled out a fight for the British, and he shouldn't even be there. But like I said, where you've got all this, where like I said, with just the following and where they're just put on such a high pedestal, they get these opportunities where if it was people like me, we don't see these opportunities, you know what I'm saying? But that's why when we get them, we take them with both hands, and that's literally what I'm going to do to Ted.
So you fight in October 27th, and you're basically the B side of it. For lack of a better, I'm gonna say this respectfully. I'm not just. You're on the B side of Eddie Hearn's card. So Eddie Hearn signed you, so he can get a 15-1 guy. He can beat a 15-1 guy, and you're gonna shock the world, obviously, right?
Exactly that. That's what I'm saying. Because it don't work. I'm a slumdog. This guy, he's pampered. He's golden boy. He's been burped, hand burped. So it's gonna you're gonna see the levels when we get in the ring.
How was the negotiation with Eddie Hearn? How'd you get to Eddie Hearn?
To be fair, the negotiation was actually very straightforward, surprisingly. I was thinking, there's no way that they're gonna take it. I didn't think that they'll take it, but hey, I've got lucky again. It happened to me last time, so someone's helping me up top. So he took the risk. So fair play to him on that. I give him that. He actually took the risk. But what I was thinking is more the reason why he probably took the risk is because I'm not signed to nobody, so I haven't got a promoter. So I'm not if I was still with Warren, then he more than likely wouldn't have taken the risk. You see what I'm saying? So that's probably the main reason why.
So that beef is real between Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. The beef is real over there?
Yeah. Them two are going at it all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I think Warren probably needs to step down now.
Yeah. Who wins, Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder?
I've got Wilder winning that.
Really? How?
Yeah.
How?
Joshua's very basic. He's like, he boxes very much to the book. You can predict what Joshua's going to do. You can't predict what Wilder's going to do because he's very unorthodox. He boxes a lot like me. It's hard to prepare for someone like me. You have to cover so many angles. And I think that everything Joshua does, Wilder will sit there and be like, he's going to throw double jab, backhand, left hook, right hand. And it's just going to be so basic. It's going to be like all the basic stuff you would teach.
Catch, shoot.
You teach an amateur preparing for a fight. So like Wilder would have been doing it all his career. So I just reckon that the angles, the athleticism, I reckon it's going to be too much. The only 2 people I could see beating Anthony Joshua is Tyson Fury and Wilder. Like, it's funny how he just sits back and he's sat back now, he's letting everyone else fight, and then he's just going to try and fight the one.
You led me into the question, who wins Wilder versus Fury?
That one, I think that fight is going to be probably a tiny bit closer than Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, but I still reckon Wilder wins it. I reckon Tyson Fury I don't know, it might not be a knockout. I think Tyson Fury might be a bit awkward, and it might, because they're both awkward. They're both unorthodox. So I think it's going to be a lot of more of a thinking match. No one's really going to want to take a risk and leave himself open. It's going to be fought at long distance, the long rangey shots. They're both going to try and be on the end of it. I think Wilder will end up taking more risks. I reckon he'll end up taking the aggressive role, and I reckon he'll come forward a lot more. But I reckon it's going to take a while. He'll probably start doing that after like 6-7 rounds, maybe 8.
Okay. And talk about 154. Here in America, we got Jamel Charlo, Jaime Munguia's picking up some esteem, Jared Hurd, Laura. You're pretty new to us. To me, I just met you today.
Yeah.
Compare your fighting skill set to someone else that we may know of.
So I fight a lot like Crawford.
Oh shit, you a dog?
Very much.
Crawford's a dog, man.
Literally a lot like Crawford. I switch here, I fight on the inside, I come forward, I pressure, I can go on the back foot, move like angles, switch hitting, change stance, fight whatever stance, whatever's working is what I'll use. Yeah, so literally like you predicting me is like trying to read a book backwards.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, trying to read the Chinese
like
manuscript.
Yeah, I've got a lot to my game, a lot. And coming out here, it's building so fast.
And you're sparring today, but we spoke briefly about your last sparring session at the Mayweather gym.
Yeah.
You said that you sparred Tank Davis.
Yeah. So
talk about that.
So we got in there.
Who set up the sparring? So it's legit.
So we went up there. We went to Vegas. Just to get rounds in, we arranged to go to Mayweather's gym and a few others, Johnny Tocco's and City Gym. So we've gone in Mayweather's gym. I had a couple rounds for a few guys like this. It was funny because you get in there, the atmosphere's buzzing, they're like everyone's sticking on you. The guys like, what, you good, you this? So we had to spar like and work the way up the levels. It was funny, it was like a computer game. So they sparred the first guy, everyone's already at the ring watching. They're like, whoa, the next day sparred someone else, and every time I got in the ring, there was literally like everyone stopped training, everyone was watching. And then we went in there one day, and then I think no one. So some of the days I was sparring on, so was Tank sparring, and he knocked out like 6 opponents. Yeah, we see him knock out in 3 days. Wow! In one of the days he knocked out.
Any notable guys?
2, 3. I don't think they would. We don't know them because we're not from over here.
Sure.
But some of them did look decent, but then we did see 1 or 2 like, come on, what's he doing in there?
So Tank is real though, for real.
Yeah, definitely. So he boomed out quite a few. Then I think one day we was in there and they didn't have any sparring. And one of the guys that worked there, he come over and he was like, because we was bantering the whole time from when I got there. So I sort of stuck it on him as soon as I got there. And he's like, you're not. And just like, well, we'll see, innit? So he's come over to me and he's like, what did he say? He come over and he's like, well, I got some work for you. I got some work. What, you want some
Who was it? Who is it? Who said that to you?
I don't know his name. He's like the...
Jeff Mayweather?
No, it wasn't the coaches. It was one of the guys that just runs.
Okay, got you. Okay, got you.
And then I was like, yeah, you what with Tank? And I was like, yeah. He was like, okay. And he went scattering off. And he come back and he was like, yeah, the Mayweather come in. And then Mayweather come in and Tank. And then Mayweather was like, he was asking people if they want to do some rounds. One boy, it was funny. He was sat on the side of the ring. Mayweather was like, what, do you want to do some rounds? He was like, I've just started training today, my leg hurts, and he was like, get ready.
Who are you talking about?
And Mayweather told the boy to get ready.
Tank?
No, this is another boy. So the Mayweather asked the boy to spar. The boy's like, I just started today, I've been out the gym, my foot hurts. And he was like, get ready, get this.
So he didn't really want to spar.
Yeah, he didn't want to spar at all. I looked at the boy, I felt sorry for him, it was funny. So he's all got his head guard on and that, and I was like, yeah, I'll spar. And he was like, you sure, what weight? And I was like, yeah, 54, probably lighter. Because of the heat, I'll probably like.
You drop weight so much. Oh my God.
Here,
Vegas is the best way to cut weight, man.
Yeah, definitely.
In the summertime, spring, it's the best way. But continue, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so then I was better light, so I was like, yeah, I'm definitely under 154 because I walk around on my weight. And
you walk around at 54?
Yeah, I basically walk around 54. I think I was 57 like 2 days ago. And yeah, so he was like, he was like, yeah, okay, cool, get in and that. So he's still got another guy. So we got that guy and then one other guy to jump in because he obviously thought he was going to stop us all, wasn't it? Yeah. So so I went in first and then got in there, moved around for a couple of rounds. I think he was going very easy like first 3 rounds, so I was winning quite easily just on the jab. Then in 4th, 5th, I think he upped it a lot, started working a lot more. He landed some good shots, like power shots, and had me in a little bit of trouble. And I had to literally just use my head, box my way out, grab him, hold him, turn him, and then as it went on, I then started to take over like a lot more. And then what happened after that? So then I started taking over more, but I didn't have much power. At the time when we were sparred, I'd been in Ibiza the week before, so I went from Ibiza to come back to UK, and I was there for like 2 days, then flew to America, so I weren't training at all, so I had got fit while I was over there, sort of thing. So I didn't, because I weren't fit, I had no power in my punches, so he was able to like just walk through everything. So literally, imagine I'm just throwing these scales and then letting off power shots, So it was like a war like that for time. And then after 9 rounds, because he
9 rounds?
So we done 9 straight, and then because like I then started to take over a bit, they then put doghouse rules, and then we done 35 minutes after the 9 rounds, and then yeah, he just started fading and fading and fading. His power started to go. Then he was basically like his power went down to like the same as mine. And then I was throwing a lot more, and you could tell I was just fitter because I was punching a lot lighter, so I was able to do more. And yeah, I just started taking over. Then Mayweather got annoyed. He was like, and then Mayweather was like, cut it.
Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah.
Oh, Floyd Mayweather stopped it?
Yeah, he was there. He was in the ring. Everyone was talking a load of rubbish. Yeah, we were in there. Floyd's like, you UK fighters, man, you 4-round fighters. Like you 4-round fighters. And yeah, so we was all bantering back all through the spot. It was just back and forth. Yeah, I was talking to them while I was in the ring, taking the piss out of Gervonta. He was because he was working for like the last minute of every round. And then when I realised, I started not doing nothing. I was just walking around saying, "What, you ready to work yet? You ready?" And I was like, "Oh, come on, you 1 minute man, you're a 1 minute man, come on." And then it was funny, so I was trying to put on an American accent as well. And it was obviously everyone's around the ring, they're all doing all their
Yeah.
And yeah, then when Mayweather called it, he just left the gym straight away. He jumped off the ropes and left. And yeah, you could tell like they were pissed off. As soon as Mayweather left and Gervonta went in his changing rooms, everyone in the gym come over and was like, oh, that was good. Like everyone started showing their respect. But while
you should have pulled your phone out, man. You should have pulled your phone out.
We got a bit. We got a bit afterwards, but we didn't get none of the sparring because they weren't having it.
No, I'm saying you should have got people's reaction to the sparring.
Yeah, there is someone online. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a good experience though. I learned a lot off of it.
How would you rate Tank?
Yeah, he's definitely
he's the real deal.
Yeah,
he's
100% he's the real deal.
Really?
Like, trust me, freaking.
I appreciate your honesty, man.
Definitely.
Because I think Tank is the real deal. I think Tank got power in both. Well, you know better than I do. Really?
Hey, trust me. When he caught me with a couple shots, I was like, right, what? Nah, fam, this isn't happening to me. He pulled outside of me. I was like, nah, this isn't happening to me.
Really?
I'm not that guy.
Wow.
And then yeah, so like I said, there was definitely levels in there. And yeah, 100%. And since he's changed camps, so he's now training with Adrian Broner's coach. He's took him up levels already.
Really?
In his last fight, you see his last
Cuellar,
fight?
I was there.
Yeah,
in New York.
You was there?
I was there.
Oh, yeah, that last fight, but he caned it. Like,
really?
His levels have jumped so much since the spar and his fights around that time as well.
So you see the growth?
Yeah. He's growing the shit. Like, that's the best thing that I think that could have happened to him.
Really?
Now he's taking his time. He's not just trying to use brute strength, which was how I was able to like get the better of him in the spar. Because I had no power, so I couldn't even like if I'd wear myself out then. It might have worked a bit better, but because I had no power to even use to wear myself, I had to punch light from the first round.
Yeah.
Where he come in power for like 8 rounds, and then after the 8 rounds, it's just slowly decreased, and I've still got the same momentum.
Yeah, that's pretty respectful that you said that even though you sparred him and you say you got the best of him, you still say he's the real deal. Like, he's the real deal.
100%. I never take nothing away from him at all. Like I said, like because. In a way, it wasn't as much as obviously it was a spar, but it weren't. I wouldn't call it a proper spar because, like I said, if I was fit, I would have been hitting a lot harder, which would have meant we would have both been hitting hard. which then it comes to who can maintain it the longest, if that makes sense. So in a sense, it weren't really fair for him because I weren't fit, so I was punching soft. So he was able to just walk through everything. It was just like I'm sat there thinking, bro, I know they do this doghouse crap, yeah. There's no way I'm ending up on the floor. See what I'm saying? So I'm punching light because I couldn't punch hard. So I was able to do it for longer, which is just common sense, isn't it? And I knew his power was going to fade eventually.
Can't sustain itself for 12 rounds.
And I'm not no idiot. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that guy that ends up on the floor. So it was always going to happen like that. But it would have been good for me to spar him, like saying like now when I come up here and I'm fit. Do you know what I'm saying? Then it would have been a lot more.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't take a lot away from that, but in the spar itself, I learned the shit, man.
I bet you did.
I learned a lot off of him. I used a lot of his moves now.
Really? You still use tank moves?
Yeah, I learned a lot of shots he caught me with. He caught me with a combo, yeah. He caught me with a combo.
How about that body shot he throws? Have you?
Yeah, he did land that, but no, his killer shot's uppercut.
Yeah.
I saw that week. I saw him pop 2 nose and break someone's nose, and he stopped another boy just with the uppercut. If you see my, I was walking around Las Vegas with an ice pack on my nose. That's how that uppercut, my nose. It's never been like that ever. His uppercut is disgusting. I had to watch it back. And now I know how he throws it, and now he gets so much power in it, and now I use it. It's simple. You got to learn, though, ain't you? Learn from everyone.
Well, I appreciate it. Tell everybody where to follow you.
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter with Team D Ghost, and I'm on Instagram.
Spell that because your accent may not people.
So Team D Ghost, and that's on Twitter, and Facebook is Asinia D Ghost Byfield, and Instagram is dghost88_.
D Ghost like DGHOST?
Yeah, that's
okay,
it.
got it.
D Ghost, yeah.
I appreciate it. You're gonna get a lot more fans, man. They're gonna look out for you. And you know what I want you to do?
Yeah.
You have WhatsApp?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my number.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to promote yourself,
Yeah.
I'll put it on my channel. So send me the videos on WhatsApp, and I'll gladly do it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that way it'll give you some attraction here in America.
Yeah.
So when you come over here, people are like, oh, I remember the Ghost. Yeah, the Ghost. Then they start the Ghost. Oh, the Ghost. Yeah, send you. Oh yeah, 15-1. He fought Tank. It's Sparring. You know what I mean? So the more you send me, the more I'll get back to you. And people will love your backstory. I don't want to get you emotional and tell your backstory completely, but man, you got a great story. 15-1, October 27th. We'll be watching now.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate you, King.
Respect, Russ.
All right.
I'll see you soon.
All right.